Your colors.
Okay, it's kind of like fallish, but I don't,
No,
I'm not
I
so
like it.
glamorous that I like worry about that.
And you blend into the wall.
Oh, you know, oh, so it's kind of like appropriate,
Yeah.
like I fit into the.
Okay.
Looks like we're live on Facebook. Let me go back to my. Good morning, folks. Good morning. It's a Monday morning and it looks like I hope I have some people here. Where did everybody go? I know.
Good morning.
There we go.
Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Nice to see you. We've got a couple of folks here live, and Roberta with Rock Title. I have an adventure this morning to get you up and running. And then do you know what you're going to be doing next week?
I don't.
Okay, all right. There we go.
Because Art's got to do it.
There you go. All right. So let me get started by sharing my screen. Let's see if I can do this. Hold on one second. We're going to do something else here real quick. Oops. How many? I'm going to share two things here just for a second, but let me open that way. So, I know some of you are new to Realty ONE Group. Some have been here for a while and are looking for some guidance to make sure everything's set up right. So I'm going to share my screen. Let's see if I can do this now. Hopefully, let's do this. Okay. This is there. For folks online, you should be able to open up your mics. I just want to know how many of you have seen this one-on-one 90 days to success. Because if you've not, I want you to email me and I will send it to you. But it talks about things to do for the first few weeks when you join Realty ONE Group. And I'm going to go over some of these things. I'm not going over this in detail, but some of these things in here will be some of what I cover today. I just want to make sure that you're aware of that. Okay. So any of you that do not have that, I actually updated last night. So if you have an older version, if you got one, I can send you a newer version anyway. But that is basically some information that might help you in terms of some of this. Folks, I do not have the camera on for everybody else, so I can't see all of you. I guess I could. No, you guys are all hidden. It's fine. Don't worry about it. All right, let me go ahead and get my slideshow going for today. Been getting a lot of questions in terms of, okay, I'm here, now what? So I thought I'd revisit some of this. I know there are different people on here with different, where you're in different parts of what you're working on. So some of this may be, oh, look, I've got things in there. I didn't even know I had those set. So we've got a couple of different things I'm going to go over: business cards, email signatures, voicemail recording, website, CRM database, yard signs, open house signs. So let's start, and I'm going to try to flip back and forth between the technology in a little bit, but for now I've got a bunch of these slides already prepared. So, and again, this is being recorded, so don't feel like you're going to miss anything. You can always get it back again this afternoon. It is on our Facebook group, and that's also what we're going to talk about is Facebook. Are you connected to all of our different groups that are out there? If you're not, we definitely want you to do that. I don't even think I said good morning. I'm Melissa Schwartz, the managing broker of Realty ONE Group. We've got people sliding into my side here. All right, so I am hoping that all of you know how to get onto your zone account. That would be the one.zone. And it doesn't actually look like this. This is not the page that you start at, but if you go in there and some of your tabs are there, one of those tabs is the One Design and Creative Studio. If you're looking for business cards, this is one of several places you can go to buy business cards. The beauty is you guys have lots of options out there. There are plenty of places where you can get business cards. So this is one of them. And by the way, over to the left here, I don't have it circled, but the one branding, if you're needing those color codes, if you're needing our logos, all of that is available on the One Branding site. So you have access to all of that. But under the Creative Studio, you do have these things. This is the tab. When you click on Creative Studio and you go into it to the Realty One Group print templates, you will see One Business Cards and then One Business Cards AZ. Any guesses why AZ is identified there?
This is not franchise.
It's not franchise. So in fact, there are Arizona brokerages that are franchised, but it is referring to the corporate ones. So you want to go to One Business Card AZ. Here are some of the examples. Lots of different styles. I just pulled some of these down that I could copy in one screenshot to give you an idea. And then you can see there's another option. You can go to the print center. Now you can print those that you just saw. You can save those and send them to a print shop. Or you can go to the print center and guess what? They have business cards in there. And they have name badges as well as stationery, which is kind of cool. So you can go in there and look at those different things if you want. Here are some of, this kind of talks to that same thing I just mentioned. They have two different selections, franchise locations or corporate locations. Please do not use the franchise ones because on the bottom of those, they should say each office is independently owned and operated. You do not need to put that on your cards because we're corporate. We are not individually owned and operated. So you would click on corporate. Let's see. Here are some of your samples of corporately available cards. If for some reason something pops up with a name or DBA name, please do not put Paradise Valley in there because we are not a franchise. So the franchises are named Uptown, Dignity. I mean, there's all sorts of different names on the end of these franchises, but they all say Realty One Group and something. So, and sometimes they are locations. And by the way, there is a Realty One Group Paradise someplace, not Paradise Valley, but there is a Realty One Group Paradise. I am surprised they let that go through, but I can't stop that. Just a little tip, oddly enough, we call them the bullet cards down on the bottom right. Those are actually only allowed for the managing brokers. So if you try to go in there and you go through the whole design process and then go to pay, it's going to say, oh, no, you can't do that because it has to be through the corporate account. So corporate card. So don't try that one. But here are some different ones. I do have the square cards. If you want to see one, I did have a soft touch put on that. It's like an extra 3 cents a card. So be aware of that. But the prices for these cards are very reasonable. Here are a whole different set of design cards. Okay. Then there's another company that I've used for several years. It's called Markville.com. I think it used to be House of Magnets. So again, you can get Realty One Group design cards. You can see the Realty One Group. You have to go in there and select your company. You will notice it'll be Realty One Group and then a whole ton of franchisees. Please don't pick one of those. Just pick Realty One Group, but you again have a ton of different design options. Vertical, horizontal, black, white. You can choose your thing here. You can see that these start at, oops, it's hard to read from here, but it's $22 for 100 business cards. So that's not a bad thing. You do end up with a $12 shipping cost, which seems kind of ridiculous if all you're getting is a box of cards. But they do have other things there. If I flip back, can I flip back? I don't think it'll let me go. Will it? Did it go backwards? No, I don't know what it did. Took me out of it. That's funny. Where are we? Here. So if you are, let's see if we can go back to where we were. Boy, my computer is slow today. So the other things you can get at Markville, I'm wearing one of their shirts. It is a women's polo that is actually a little less expensive than the ones on our Realty One sites, which is neither here nor there. It's just a matter that they have different styles. So you do have different shirt options. You'll see you can get signs and frames there. I've never done that. Again, with the $12 shipping for a little box of cards, I've never bothered to try and find out what the cost of shipping their signs and frames are. Somebody, if you do that, let me know. But you do have a lot of choices for apparel and things. And again, they already have all of our logo information. You can choose either, let's see if I can do that. You can choose either the Realty One Group with the one in the middle, or you can choose with the circle with the one, as well as the Realty One Group that comes after that. But so there are different designs. They have a combo pack. If you go in under business essentials, you can usually get a deal for, come on down and sit down. You can get a deal for a polo. I think it's either 100 or 200 business cards, polo, and 2 name badges. So you can get name badges from there as well. And you can get those for like $75 right now. So it's a nice combo pack if you're trying to get all that stuff at once. Let me see. So here are their name badges. I flipped over the other name badges. I'll jump onto these sites. I did a pull down there in the middle here. You can see these name badges are oval, they're rectangles. You can do a larger one here. They all come either black, at the edges can be black, frameless, gold, silver. You can bling them out if you wanted to bling. See, Roberta has a blinged one out there. So there you go. And actually hers looks like it's the larger one here.
Yeah.
So, and you can, what mix means is that you can order multiple of the same design, because otherwise you can go to each of these pull downs and do different ones. So it's kind of nice that they have that all set for you. Here are the name badges that are under the print center. We do have name badges. They were on one of those tabs earlier. Why would I recommend you have a name badge? And I'm not wearing mine today. I do have them over there, but you guys know who I am. Why would you wear a name badge?
Events, open houses, where you have maybe 2 agents or something and,
Are they distinguishable? Oh, just one.
like, wait, but
Where else do you think you could wear one?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Why?
so
They're
people
walking
know who
advertising.
you are, yeah.
It is the least expensive advertisement you can pay for. These are like $7.50 a piece, right? They're $7, $8, right? You pay hundreds of dollars for all these things, but guess what? If you're going to the grocery store and you have your name tag on you, there are dozens of people in that store that you're going to walk past, okay? And they could say, oh my gosh, you're a realtor. Hey, I have a question. Now, you may get nothing more than that, but the possibility is there if you wear your name tag, right? I usually wear the shirts that have stuff on it, but oftentimes if you have your name tag, people will ask you questions. So,
And you've said your name, but sometimes people forget that part.
Mhm.
It's written right on your chest. They're gonna see it and recognize.
right. So it's really a great investment. Now, Realty One Group does have some unique designs here with the circles. So look around at this if that's something of interest to you, or of course you can go to those other ones on markful.com. All right, big question we've had, and I'm gonna hold that thought, folks online. Hang on a minute. We're gonna do a little show and tell here. This is gonna be harder online than anything else, but signs. Can you hold that for a second? Okay, this is not a regular design. I got this at a conference. But my point of doing this and showing this to you is I don't know if online you can see that this is not metal. This is a composite construction. You can see that this is kind of thick here. Okay, so and of course this does have the Realty One colors, but it is not one of our normal signs. And you're welcome. Somebody wants to borrow this one, they can borrow it. It's kind of fun right at the house. But this is, I don't know if you can see how thin that is. This is your normal metal sign. They're great. This is kind of the older design because you can see the one is the different font. It does not have the little niche out of it, right? So, but these could still be used if you wanted to use them. I don't quite know why that this is not double-sided. Normally open house signs are double-sided. somebody brought these back to me that left Realty ONE Group. At any rate, they retired, and they've never been used. So there you go. So my point is, if you're gonna get signs, please note you do have a difference in what type of sign you get. I've had metal signs for years and they're great. They do bend if there's a lot of wind, just so you know. If that wind flips that sign up on a post, it is going to bend. It just is. So it is something you need to be aware of. I have a little trick if somebody wants to use one without a sign hanger. Back in the day, I used 2x4s and made a little triangle, basically with two pieces of 2x4. You don't actually attach them, but you just kind of angle them in, and you can cut lines in them and then set the metal sign in because it's so thin, it will set in. But again, in the wind, it's going to bend a little bit, but it will keep it up, especially for open house signs. You can't use it for your yard signs. Now, we've got several different companies here. And I don't remember what my next slide has, but I think I have the biggest thing to do. I'll show you in just a second. Let me go back to this. So if you're located near our office here, there is a sign company not very far from here, 27th Street and Bell Road, Realty Sign Company. They actually have usually our open house signs literally pre-printed and on a shelf. So if you needed a couple of open house signs or you're missing one and needed to grab one because one broke, you certainly, I would call ahead, say, hey, you have any of those? They also have an office downtown-ish area, McDowell and I don't know, 20th Street or something like that. So again, they have our design, not the one you just saw there, the current design, they have all that in their systems. Fast Signs, Chandler, Hallie, and I don't remember her last name, it was really long, but Hallie has our designs. For agents looking to do a custom design, Hallie is really wonderful to work with, and that office has been great. Mandy made that connection years ago. We've continued it. A lot of the folks from the Scottsdale offices use this other one. I'm not sure the location of this phone number, but it was on one of our sheets. It was Sunday night, so I couldn't call them to find out and say, hey, who are you? But I'm guessing it's one of the Phoenix Scottsdale locations. There is a Fast Signs located. Does everybody know where the ARMLS office is near the airport? Right off of Raintree area, right? There is a Fast Signs over there, so it's possible this is a phone number to there. It didn't match what was on the Google Maps, so I can't guarantee that, but you're welcome to call there. They're very, very good working with your unique design elements. So again, you can design all types of things as long as you're using our logo and colors properly. And I'll talk about that in just a second, but let's go to the next thing. So, if you're design challenged or just want some ideas, Google Realty ONE Group signs or Realty ONE Group business cards. Because guess what? With 19,000 agents around the world, I think there are a few designs out there. Now, please note that in Arizona, our commissioner has said the brokerage name must be prominent. If you belong to a team or a group, please know that you need to run your designs past me before you print them, because I've seen some things that have team here, Realty ONE Group. Guess what? In Arizona, that is not going to fly. Will you see some of that stuff on Google? Sure. But they may be in Arkansas or Missouri or New York. I don't know, but it's not Arizona. And our Department of Real Estate has indicated that they are going to go after this. So at the very least, you would be buying new signs. At the very worst, they would be fining you. So please don't do that. Save yourself some time and energy, okay? But look at images. So I'm going to jump over to, actually, I'm going to pull out of this and jump to that in just a second. Just a reminder again, on your business cards, on your website, other places, you do not put the words, each office is independently owned and operated, because you're a part of the corporate Realty ONE Group. We are Realty ONE Group, period. That is it. You can have Paradise Valley, just don't put it after the Realty One Group, okay? So you can have Realty One Group and then someplace else on there say you're with Paradise Valley, that's fine. But because of the way the franchisees work, and again, there's a Realty One Group Paradise out there, we don't want to say Realty One Group Paradise Valley. So, okay, let me actually back out of this. Oop, somebody's timing it. Okay, let's go. I am actually going to, people online can still see my screen, right? Somebody give me a heads up. They can still see it. I don't want it like last time where they were just listening to us talk.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, now of course I can't get to this. So first I'm going to go to Realty One, your one zone, right? So for those that are not familiar, this is your one zone. You can go in here. These are the frequents. Usually it comes out a little bigger here. I guess, I can't change the size of that. Okay. Just a reminder, you have a ton of other things in here that are apps that you can go to, including D-Sign Company. The only thing with D-Sign Company is, again, they're out of state. Shipping signs is not for the faint of heart. They're expensive, right? They're heavy. So you want to at least look into that before you sign up for it. They may have a great price for the sign, but if all of a sudden it's going to cost you $400 to ship it, you may want to think twice, right? I don't know. I do not know the shipping costs. I'm just saying. And you also need to know the time turnaround. The nice thing about fast signs is you can usually have custom signs that same week. Sometimes you can have the generic ones the next day, right? And what I mean by generic is, we'll show you in just a second. So I'll go show you that. Let's actually go over to, let's just go to a blank screen. And let's show you what this looks like. Look, well, that's his team signs, but that's okay. So if you didn't know on Google, if you just want to see images, there's a little tab right here. You can click images and that's what you're going to get, is all these different images, right? So look, there are a ton of different types of signs out there. Look at that. Cool, with the gold, the picture in there. I mean, there are lots of different types of signs. Now, to me, this is more like the generic design with our name across the top. We used to have that Homes, Lives, Dreams. That was one of the taglines we had for a long time. You can use it or not. Here's again, more of your standard here. This is from D-Signs. Whoops. It's going to show up here, right? So over on the sign, you can see where it's the one for sale, and then Realty One Group is still at the bottom, okay? And the reason that could go over okay is because you have both, all right? Personally, I like the word name better, larger than the circular one, but a lot of folks prefer that circular one. It is totally your option. So here again, you can see this same weight of Sophie Smith, right? Her name is below, the Realty One Group is above. Now, the reason they say, what do they say? That it's, I forget the word that I just said earlier. But at any rate, that it's visible, right? Prominent, because Realty One Group here, the letters here are smaller letters than these. That's why they don't say the font size, right? Because the reason these are smaller is because of the circle. The circle takes up so much space that the letters have to be smaller to get it in there, right? You couldn't also do those letters that size. First of all, it would look very funny, but you wouldn't want to, right? So the reason they never have said they all have to be 12 point, 14 point, 26 point, 82 point, right? Is because, first of all, what size are you printing? Are you printing a business card? Are you printing a sign? Are you printing letterhead? So part of the reason they've never said that, it's prominent because you need to be able to recognize that the company in Arizona, who the brokerage is, that's the whole goal of the Department of Real Estate, is that the consumer can tell who is the broker, right? Gets very confusing when we have Unity Group and Realty One Group, or, the Frank team. team at least helps because it says it's a team. But when you have multiple groups or real estate, we don't like real estate company, right? You don't want the word company on any team language, right? Team Kirby down here, this is totally, you can tell exactly who the broker is, even though they're not in this state, right? Realty ONE Group Complete is the broker and it's Team Kirby and here's Sandy's name and number, right? So that's a great weight difference distinction here. So to me, this, I mean, obviously this is saying for sale. To me, this is a little smaller than I'd like to see it. But Sophie Smith is actually harder to read, oddly enough, right? It's like, if you're going to do that, why would you not put your name a little more prominent? So you guys play with this. There are literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different design styles out here. And if I were to change this to business cards and pull those up, you will, again, you want to click on images if it takes me away from it. No, it's kept me on it, right? So you're going to see a ton of different design styles, more than what you even see on the 3 different options I gave you. There's a ton of stuff out there. So be creative, be inventive, be you, right? Just make sure you're using that black and gold and white somehow. You don't have to have all 3, but at least, you know, I think usually you do if you're, unless you're doing all gold on the black, I guess. See, this is really hard to read, that Realty ONE Group. That should not have been done that way. So that's why you need that white on there. So, but you can see lots and lots of different styles. Okay, let me go back to the one and go back to your frequency. I want to take you into the one branding. This is going to be the next section, is your email address. It's not going to let me do that. Oh my gosh. So funny that it won't do that. Never mind. Let's go back to my slideshow. Should be the one login. Go back to the slideshow. Okay. So on the one login, yes, I have to press a button here. Okay. So I was starting to show you have also the branding, and then you have your creative studio. Here are some of the options for your email signatures. There, you want to go to the digital templates and scroll down for the email signatures. These are going to look like this. They're the rectangular boxes. Please make sure that you add a link there, do an HTML click through, so that if somebody in your email clicks on it, it goes to either replying a message to you. That's usually the best thing, because if it's going to be an email signature, that it hits a reply. The bummer about that, how many of you use your phones and read your email on your phones? And how many of you want to call somebody after you've read that email? And what do you have to do? You can't click it, right? So I love this idea. I don't know. Do you know, Jason, by any chance, can you set up multiple links in there? If you set it up that you can actually click into and get a phone number, can you make that phone number live or no?
Where?
On an email signature, using a signature like that, one of those blocks, do you know? So if somebody's more technology knowledgeable than I am, that you might be able to set those up. But that's the reason I don't really like them. Plenty of times I've been in my car, gotten an email, want to call that agent back, and they've got a signature like this, and I'm like, I can't click that button and call them. So it looks great, love the design, but keep that in mind, just so you know. Let's see if it's going to give me these other ones. Okay. Here's what I was trying to go to. On one branding, we think that mostly that just has the colors and the logo downloads and the backgrounds, right? In fact, this is one of those backgrounds, by the way, with kind of that it's not just solid black. You've got other things in there. So over on the very top on branding, the very far right, there's something called essentials, and you can click on the essentials. You have to make it turn gold, by the way, to click on it. I've often gone on it and clicked on the black and it's like it's not going anywhere. Watch for it to go to gold, and it's usually just a little below it. I don't know why that happens, But if you go there, that's how you can download this email signature. Now, this one should have all those things live on there. Somebody let me know if I'm wrong, but it definitely has some other stuff that works that way. And by the way, all these numbers down here are updated. It's 19,000 professionals, number of offices, all those things have been updated. They just took a, screenshot when they developed this, and that was many years ago. So, when you download it, you get whatever today's numbers are. I recommend like every year going in and refreshing your download because so you get the latest numbers on the bottom with where the company is in general. All right, let's see what's next. Voicemail recordings. How many of you have changed your voicemail? One? Nope, nope, nope. Okay, please, folks. What is the very minimum that you should have on your voicemail recording? Your name with Realty ONE Group, because what does that do? It says that you are a licensed realtor here. And that is very important. You're supposed to disclose that. And I'm gonna pick on one of you in the room because somebody did a great video, but then said, go to my YouTube, but didn't say what their YouTube channel was. And it's not the same as the Facebook page. So it's like, wait, where's your YouTube channel? So if you're connecting all this stuff, make sure that you're putting in what are your different things. Now on your voicemail recording, some people like to say, for faster response, please text me, right? That's a great way to do that. I don't know that you want to put hours of operation, but if you do not work certain times, let's say you're in church on Sunday mornings and you're like, look, I do not answer on Sunday mornings. I will try to respond Sunday afternoons. That's fine. Whatever you're going to say, please state that. If that's going to be a constant, then state that. Otherwise, I would not detail that on your voicemail. Okay, let's see what we have next. All right, back to one login, one suite. Does everybody know what one suite is? One suite is your free website and CRM provider. You get a free website with us, okay? You click on the website editor and you can design the site for yourself, all right? Make sure that it's got some of those details on there. It's got to have Realty ONE Group, which should already be embedded in there, but you got that on there. Bless you. Okay. So how many of you already had a CRM? How many of you had an Excel database or Excel spreadsheet or a Google sheet with contacts of your sphere? Nobody? Okay. Hopefully some of you did online. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So we have a CRM. Now, I would say play with the CRM a little bit, go down, put a few names in there, get comfortable with that. But at the very least, go set up a spreadsheet for yourself. I think this is going to say, oops, no, it's not. So the minimum you want on a spreadsheet is first name, last name, phone number, address. You got to get an address. You can't mail anything if you don't have an address, right? Email, of course, that I said, you might want a birthday date, okay? Those would be the minimum things you want to create on your spreadsheet. Now, why did I tell you first name, last name, and not just name? Does anybody know? Why would you put first name and last name on a CRM? Vaz, you're on.
Oh, I should do it.
You did. That's all right.
What would I put first name and last name?
Why would you separate them?
Oh, number one, for finding purposes.
For sortability.
Sortability, yes.
Because you can't sort by last name if you put them in under Melissa Schwartz, because it's going to sort under M. It's not going to sort under S. So you want to be able to sort by last name, so you always separate them. So, did you have another reason? That's the main reason I can think of.
Yes, well, another reason is when you have automations, you can address it by first name, last name, and you can set up your presets. For example, after you make a call and you hang up, you can set up an automation, send a text, and it will say, hey, John, this is Paul from
Right.
Community Group.
So he's saying for automations and for when you're merging files, when you're doing email blasts and or letters, that you then have the opportunity to be more friendly and not say, you know, Ms. Schwartz, but be able to say, hey, Melissa, thanks so much for taking my call today, versus saying, thank you, Ms. Schwartz, for you know, answering my phone call. So it allows you to have that flexibility. If you only have it as a combined name, you will always be putting the full name. So that's really important. So CRM, at the very least, please do your sphere of influence. Who would you include in your sphere of influence, Juan?
My family members and friends.
Family members, friends. How about your family members' friends? Like for you, your parents' friends, right? Because they are more likely to be buying a home right now if they'll give you their information, right? So, right, but trying to get that immediate sphere of influence. So for title, who do you have on your database? Is going to be more realtors, probably, right?
Yep.
So your sphere is going to be your
Realtors, lenders.
realtors, lenders. Gotcha. So that's your network. So, but again, for realtors, we want to have that sphere of people that that knows us, right? Your main sphere of influence, SOI, you will see it written on a lot of training manuals, right? SOI, that's your sphere of influence. Those are the people you truly know. Kind of the idea between friends and acquaintances in Facebook, right? So your sphere is more on your friends, not all friends, but just still more in that realm, okay? Be a little broader than that. Definitely want to have people that even if you don't think they're going to buy or sell a home anytime in the next 5 years, right? Because they just bought a home, they're probably not going to do anything. That's okay. Because you know what's really cool about some of those people? If they're talkers, they end up being the ones that talk about you, and that's what you want in your sphere. Now, I know the screen says stand out with a Google. I kind of moved on from the sphere, but the Google platform is kind of a similar thing. It's a billboard, right? It's an opportunity to advertise yourself out there for free with a Google business profile. How many of you have your profile set up on Google Business?
Just with that, not that,
Not there?
not the address, like that, I didn't do it because that, I knew we couldn't put the address for this place.
Okay, so if you noticed at the bottom of this, I said your verification, when you set up the Google business, they ask you for a verification. You can verify with your home address, folks. They're trying to send a postcard to you. So you can use your home address. It does not have to be publicized. And that's, I think, the biggest thing. People are like, oh, I don't want my address on Google Business. No. Check the box that says it's not public, but let them send you a postcard. Why do you think Google Business does not allow every agent to put down our address of this 11211 North Tatum? Any guesses why Google Business will not let us do that?
Realty One already has a billboard.
Realty One Group already has a business profile at this address. You can't have 360 businesses at this address under Google Business, because we would have all those multiple times that we're open. And in reality, we need to have our office on there with our office hours on it for literally our office. So that's why you can't use it. Please do your Google Business. Just send the postcard to your house. And then make sure you check the box that you don't want your address visible. That's fine.
I also had a marketing rep in Prescott that used the office address and phone number, and Google then changed it in
Oh.
our search that her cell phone was our office address.
Oh,
And they don't just make changes. They send a postcard, you confirm. They want another second postcard to reconfirm it. It was
Yeah.
a nightmare.
so please don't do that. Again, it's really important for you to have it, but please don't use our address. Okay. All right. Facebook. How are we doing on time? We're good. So Facebook. How many of you are on Facebook? Okay, everybody here in this room. How about online? Those of you online, any of you want to chime in, or is everybody online on Facebook? Yes? Well, we're streaming live right now to Facebook. My phone is actually in the other room, so I can't even look at that. Oh, some of you guys have chats here. Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay. So sorry, guys, I don't usually look at the chats while we're going. So, yes, Facebook. So we have a lot of different options. If you got the newsletter, and just let me say, my apologies, I'm the one that sent the wrong one yesterday. That was my fault. Heather was out of the office on Friday and we coordinated together, and then she asked me to set the timer for it, and I went in and grabbed one without opening it to make sure I had the right one. So that was all on me. Heather sent out a new one this morning. You should have gotten the new Sunday newsletter, right? We do our newsletters on Sunday and send them out. In there is a section of that that says all of these Facebook groups. You can click on those little buttons and find all of our Facebook groups. Now, our Realty ONE Group Paradise Valley, that is a private group, okay? However, it is also open to our affiliates. So you will see Rock Title, you will see Epic Lending on there. You may see our home warranty companies on there. So when you are doing a pre-listing and want to do something exclusive, you cannot use our Paradise Valley site because there are people other than realtors that are on that site. Even though it's a private group, they can't see when you have a pre-listing or a coming soon listing that is not already advertised to the public. So when you're doing that, please make sure you go to One Exclusives. It's called One Exclusives - Realty ONE Group Off Market Listings. That is a private group. You must put your name in there. You must put, I think it asks you which office. They will verify that you are an agent, and they scrub that list every week. If you leave this office, you are removed from that group. You cannot be on that group if you're with another company, okay? So we also have, and we'll see if we can make this last, Realty ONE Group Paradise Valley Style. This is our public-facing Paradise Valley office. Facebook canned me right after I started and said, this is a duplicate site. You can't have this site. It is a public site. And I said, no, it's not a duplicate. It's our public facing site. There's nothing wrong with it. And they let me have it for a while, and then they shut me down again. And they seem to right now, it's okay. So I'm going to start posting again in there. But that's a place you can post if you've got something that you're trying to share with the general public about, say, an open house you're having, or say you just won an award. If you don't send it to me, I'll try and send those out if people win awards. That's where I like to post that, to compliment you and show that to the public rather than just to our own internal group. You can also join Realty ONE Group Arizona, which is a much larger Realty ONE Group private site again. That should be for our corporate. I don't believe that has our franchisees on it. And then, interestingly enough, there are two Realty ONE Group referral networks. One is Realty ONE Group and one is ROG Referral Network. Both have, like, I don't know, a 3,000 followers. It's crazy the number of people that are on there. So I'm not sure what the difference between the two are, and they both seem to have similar number of followers. So, but they're all out there. I recommend you join these. What are some of the things that you can use these sites for? And why should you be jumping on these and watching, other than my Monday morning meetings, right? They go live. And if you're following that and you forget about this, it should pop up a reminder on your phone saying, hey, something's gone live on your group, if you're actually following it and wanting to watch that. And by the way, for me, if you will look for I think it's Melissa Schwartz, Managing Broker. If you will look for that, to follow me on that. That's where I'm doing most of my personal stuff for real estate rather than my family stuff. So you don't have to follow all of my marching band crazy stuff with ASU marching band or PV High School's marching band. So, all right. What else do you guys think Facebook can be of a benefit to you? Put listings on there, right? So what is one of the things, so internally, right? If you're doing it internally, giving the information, externally or on your own Facebook, not these, do you want to share and use that full link of the whole data of the property or not? No. Why not? So they call you. I don't know if you guys online heard that, but when you're doing something on your own Facebook and trying to go out to the public and you want to promo a brand new listing you've got coming, I used to just click share. It's a great button, right? Click share from MLS, share that right out to Facebook. You get the whole MLS listing, all your photos, everything's all there. What a great treat, right? But guess what? Nobody calls you because you gave them all the information. So instead, take a couple of cool photos, maybe take a photo of that property and a photo of another Realty One group. Let's say the kitchens, right? Take 2 or 3 kitchens and say, which kitchen do you like better? By the way, all these kitchens are currently in properties that are for sale. Are you interested? Let me know, right? You didn't give the addresses. You didn't give the price. You didn't even give the part of town, right? It doesn't matter. Let people come to you and ask. And by the way, don't answer their question on the chat. Pick up the phone, call them, message them. Because if you give them the address, guess what? You gave everybody else the address. The whole purpose is you want that interaction. Okay. How many of you are also on, is this going to move? How many of you are on Instagram or YouTube? Okay. So if you're on Instagram, we have ROG Paradise Valley. If you're on YouTube, we have Realty One Group Paradise Valley. All of these Monday masterminds and our office meetings do get recorded and do go on to our YouTube channel. Usually about a week delay, but they do go up there. Instagram is that ROG Paradise Valley. So if you want to share that, you're welcome to use that and post stuff on ours. We'll, like it and comment on it so you can tag it. Please make sure that your Instagram, your Facebook, and your YouTube indicate that you are a realtor with Realty One Group. You can't not have that on there. It has to still be visible. So please think about that. Now, you don't have to put that in every post, but if there's usually a home place, right? Your Instagram has a place. So make sure if somebody clicks on it, it defines that you are a realtor with Realty One Group. Okay. And there you can say Realty One Group Paradise Valley. That's fine. But you just want to make sure that that is designated. So you're complying with the Arizona Department of Real Estate. All right. Let's see what else we have here. So again, social media needs to have your Realty One Group affiliation visible. Website business cards, brokerage name must be prominently displayed. I know I've been rushing through all this. Let's see where we are. Rock University. So a lot of this stuff for you to get started and working is available through Rock University. Thank you, thank you, Rock Title. Here we'll give Roberta a little hello. She's sitting over here watching us. She's not the one behind the Rock University. That's Justin. But they do a training schedule. And if you go on there, you'll see become a VIP member. How many of you are currently have signed up to become a VIP member? Just
I am.
Awesome. Good job. Please tell me, Jason, you're a VIP member with Rock Title. You believe so? Okay, he needs to go double check that.
So much.
There's so much out there. But if you did your training, the one orientation, there are 2 one orientation trainings. It is through Rock University, but you really need to go sign up to become a VIP member. Now, the training schedule, every single Thursday, they do the Realty One Group orientation. There are 2 of them, okay? And actually, there's a third on Skyslope Forums, but there are 2 on Thursdays. They do live with a Zoom. Well, Justin does them live on Zoom. They are recorded. If for some reason the one coming up is 2 and you want to take one, then go on. Again, you have to become a VIP member and I can show you where you can do that. The other thing is we talked about the website and the CRM trainings for the One Suite. That's all of those. Those are on Mondays at 1 o'clock every Monday. Right? So here are our upcoming Realty One Group orientations. This Thursday is part 1. It talks about Skyslope and Skyslope Forms. Then part 2 is the One Login overview. Guys, please, it's 1 hour of your time. It will help you understand how to navigate our systems. And there's a ton of content in there. I can't possibly do all of that right here and now in a 1 hour meeting when we have 2 hours set aside for those specifically to help you navigate getting on and up and running. Okay. All of these are recorded. So if you can't make those live ones or you need to do that today and want it, go sign up for the VIP membership. You go in once you've logged in, scroll all the way down once you've logged into your VIP. In the very bottom, it says Realty One Group Orientation and Realty One Group One Suite training videos. They're all the way on the bottom. They're very easy to find. Okay. Coming up, we have the One Suite training. Look, they go over client tracking and market reports. This is how you get market reports on a regular basis to your sphere of influence, your client base. You can set it up for them to get market reports automatically. You're not having to do this every day, okay? Then there's a CRM, that's the content management system overview, and the One app. I don't have my phone. If you are not using the One app and giving that to your clients, guess what? Get them off Zillow. It is a program just like Zillow. And when they click the button because they like a house, guess who gets contacted? Each and every time you do. If they're using Zillow and not using the One app, you never know who they're going to get, because Zillow also has something else on there which threw me off last year. They click to go see the home because it says, oh, you want to see it? Click here for a showing. Not a problem. We'll take you over to it. Somebody I was working with, they didn't bother to call me. Look, I can go this afternoon. Click. Oh, we didn't want to bother you. Get your clients off Zillow quickly, okay? It's the One app. You got to download it, but it's on your phone. You have to make sure you sign in. Once you signed in and it's your app, you can then share it with other people. It's a very cool app.
Is it this one?
Yep, sure is. And there's actually a couple other trainings. We have somebody's coming in doing an hour training someplace else, just on the app. Then the website editor and profile overview is on the 18th, and then property searches and listing alerts on the 25th. Every month we have four or five, I guess, if there are 5 Mondays in the month, the One Suite training. So there's always something going on. And again, all of these are recorded. If there's something you want to start with, you can do that. There's usually 3 or 4 special presentations. This Thursday at 1 o'clock, Debbie DeGroat is talking about perfecting your buyer consult. Why would that be useful?
And it matters about buyer consultation.
How many of you do a buyer consultation? Or do you just pick up the phone and go, yeah, let's go ahead and go out. I'll show you that property. Right? So safety, better to meet with them. I mean, if you're going out before you actually know that they're qualified to go out to look at that home, do they have the pre-qual? Is it done? Have you talked to the lender? Have you verified that information? This is part about the buyer consultation. So this is a really good opportunity. Debbie DeGroat is an amazing instructor. She's the woman that really created and set up our entire One University initially, and then we've obviously added content, but she continues to add content there. Really an incredible coach and instructor. So please, and this is a live presentation. So you get the best of her up there doing a live presentation. All right. So again, become a VIP member. Where'd it go there? All right. I think I'm done with this. I have about 5 minutes. I tried to do that. I actually have more content on here, but I had a feeling that was about as far as I was going to get. Let me open it up to questions. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Let's see. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I've got people online. You are welcome to ask questions online. Open up your mics. I've got a couple of folks here. If there are things I have missed or more things you're looking for, please let me know. You can say it verbally, but otherwise you can email me. I want to make sure we're getting you that content. I think I was showing earlier that 90 days. A lot of these things talk about going and doing these different steps to getting up and running in the first 90 days. I know some of your experienced agents and have just come over to Realty One Group, but I think what happens is people get, get their email changed and they get, 2 or 3 things going and then they're working with clients and they don't come back to the rest of this. So part of the reason I was like getting started, you need to make sure that all these things get changed over when you switch offices. One of the first things you have to do is call your association, make sure they change which company you're with, because otherwise your contracts will print at the bottom and they're going to say Melissa Schwartz, whatever the other company was, because that comes through your association. We don't control that. ARMLS, it's through them, but it's the association that changes that. So questions here in person? No, everybody online questions? Other things go ahead, Nick.
Hey, what's up, Melissa? Hey, real quick, just as far as getting signed up for this ROC University and the classes, I went on real quick and I'm looking at the one orientation. And I guess I'm just a little confused when I go to click like to schedule. Do I just show up for that, or is it like it's a Zoom, or I guess how does that?
It's a Zoom. Those are done on Zoom. They're done live, but Justin never knows where he's going to be, whether he's in Vegas or here in Arizona. So they're done on Zoom, and there should be a link in there for that class.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, because I think when it shows like part 1 and part 2, but like the dates don't coincide. So I can try it out and see. I'll just give it a shot then.
So I should have the links on the newsletter that I sent out should have the link for this week.
Right on, that'd be awesome. I'll take a peek for that then.
Yeah, the links are in there. Heather embeds those links for each of the classes.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Anybody else online? Nope. Okay. Awesome. Well, I think I managed to get that in within the hour. I'm kind of surprised. So please let me know if you guys have any other questions. Reach out to me. Thank you for spending your Monday morning with me. Have a great week. I know people have already gotten stuff under contract. I've been getting emails all weekend. So congratulations. Let's get some more, do some more real estate. So have a great week and good luck. Bye-bye. All right.
you.
You're welcome.